My name is Jarem Frye. I'm the president and founder of Symbiotech USA. We manufacture prosthetics for extreme sports. And basically, when I was 14, I lost my leg to bone cancer and realized that there's only two paths that I could take from that point. I could have just given up, sat back on the couch and said, life's over, I give up, I'll just be a couch potato, or I could have taken more determination to go out and do the things that I already enjoyed doing, that I love doing. Mountain biking was my favorite sport at the time. I really wanted to race in the Norva circuit, and it was a little heartbreaking to me when I found out that amputation was going to be the best option for my life. Make-A-Wish Foundation came along. They offered a wish, and the only thing I cared about, amidst all the suggestions that family and friends were giving me about huge trips all over the place, I said, I just want this mountain bike. It's the thing I dream of.
I'm a volunteer with Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I had the privilege of granting Jarem's wish in 1993 when he was 14 years old. I think that he is an amazing young man who has done incredible things with his life. And I saw him briefly. I mean, I knew him for a short time as part of his wish granting process, and he was just a very quiet, shy little teenage boy, and now he is so outgoing and is doing aggressive, wonderful things with his life, and has started his own company and is making the world a better place. And it kind of all started because of what happened with his wish, and so that's pretty amazing. You know, as a Make-A-Wish volunteer, you never know that anything is going to really make a difference except for just maybe making them happy and bringing some joy to the child and the family. And so when something like this happens and it's huge and the whole world is a better place because of Jarem, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's great to be part of that.
I didn't have a prosthetic leg yet that I was able to ride the bike with, and so I just hopped on with clipless pedals and rode it with one leg, and I put over 600 miles on the bike before I ever got a prosthetic leg that I could start riding with. And that was the key that unlocked the path that I have taken for the rest of my life, where I decided to remain active and to prove that I could do anything I wanted to do, which in turn has led to me developing my own prosthetic leg, the XT9, which has gone on to help a lot of other people to do the things that I was told would never be possible when I spoke with doctors about having my leg amputated. So it's really blessed my life in a lot of ways, and become a very fulfilling thing where I've seen it bless other people's lives as well.
Jarem came to visit me. He was 14. I was 8, and after my amputation, like right after surgery. I don't really remember him coming into my hospital room, but I've heard stories. He remembers it, obviously. You know, my mom told me about him losing his leg to the same thing that I had. And I remember seeing pictures of him and the things that he did after the chemotherapy and the cancer and all that. But I didn't really touch base with him until I tried skiing and I wanted to snowboard. I actually started snowboarding and linking turns on the Benny Hill with a prosthetic that was just straight. It didn't have a knee or anything, so it was like a stick figure. And every time I would fall over, it was like timber, like the whole tree coming down. And you know, that was good enough to get me to the point where I could get down the hill by myself, but it wasn't good enough to take me beyond that. So, and that's where Jarem came back into the picture. The guy who taught me how to snowboard, Ty McDonough, he's an instructor up at Brighton. He went to an SIA trade show and met Jarem and saw the knee, and he's like, I know somebody who could use that. He calls me up and he's like, yeah, I met this guy named Jarem Frye, and he has this really cool knee that I think you should use. I'm like, wait, Jarem Frye? I know who that is. it was just, you know, it was really weird that somebody that I met so long ago could come back into my life and be such a vital part of it. Not even a few weeks after I got my XT9, I was not only back on the snow, but I was actually able to go into the terrain park, and I picked up speed, and I was able to get on the steeper runs and really start getting some consistency down. So that was incredible.
I've just recently got into road riding the last few years of my life, and it's been really exciting for me. I think the Tour de Park City is a really cool thing, and I've just recently found out about that and its connection with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And I think it's really the perfect connection. Some riders may not think that there's really a lot of a connection between what they're doing and somebody's life like mine, but the fact that I was able to get that bicycle from Make-A-Wish really put me on the path to continuing to live the kind of lifestyle that the people in this ride are living. And that was what was most important to me. And it's really hard to understand how important that is until you lose a limb or you're somehow taken away from the sport you love. But that is what it's about, is allowing children to continue to live the life that they feel is being taken away through disease or injury or whatever the situation may be. And that's what Make-A-Wish has done for me. I'd just like to say thanks to all the riders and everyone who's contributed to Make-A-Wish through the Felt Tour de Park City for what you're doing. You may not realize, well, I pretty much know that you don't realize the kind of effect that you're having in people's lives. And I've just recently become connected with Make-A-Wish again, and they didn't even realize how much effect this has had in my life. And so you're really doing great things for people and making a difference in their life. And I thank you for that as a recipient of that kindness.